Yes, you have the otherworldly holy grail, I'll call it, within your hand at this moment.
Well, now Augury is gonna get to the next thing that actually needs to be done after fixing Eclipse. We're gonna do that first, and then we're gonna do impossible things. So she's gonna. I hope one of us has a water bottle or something. She says to Coriolis.
Don't you have like water in here usually?
Augury kind of creates a small portal with her hand and sort of reaches around, looking to see if she can find a water bottle, and she pulls one out.
There we go.
She pours it into the chalice, and after a moment, the water bubbles into. Now, Eclipse is still unconscious. How can we get her to drink this without drowning her or something? How does this work?
Could like funnel it in her.
Augury's just gonna like open up Eclipse's mouth and try to gently pour it in.
As you touch Eclipse, I did state you risk danger from something by using your sanctuary.
Yep. The shadows take issue with this, I suppose.
Yes, so at this moment, going to roll directly engage a threat. As soon as you lay hands on Eclipse, they dive at you and attempt to restrain you. Luckily for you, they only have one danger, so that's probably not going to go very well.
Why would you say that?
Bruh.
Alright,
I told you. Okay, so what happens now?
they are, their two are, create an opportunity for their allies as they pin you to the ground. And one of them grabs the chalice and lifts it up into the air as if they're holding a trophy above their head.
Okay, what's Coriolis doing about this?
I am spending a burn. I'm gonna be using snatch, and I'm just gonna take the chalice from that shadow person. I manipulate the gravitational forces around me, so that way I just move like a blur, and then I just snatch it.
It still is in the process of like lifting it up as if it were a trophy. It doesn't realize at this moment that its hand is empty. Until it looks back up, and then you can tell it has that moment of like, wait, wasn't I just holding something? It turns and starts looking around until it sees Coriolis.
And I'm trying to dip it into Eclipse's mouth to try and get her to wake up or heal or whatever. While they're all preoccupied with Augury. Sorry.
Alright, I'll go ahead and allow that. The convulsing stops. And with that, the shadows begin to melt. As they melt, things become quiet again. You no longer feel the tension on your powers, Coriolis, as you no longer feel these things beating against the wall, as it were.
So then I just subconsciously release the force wall, or at least my partial concentration on keeping it up.
The helicopter that had speared Eclipse has suffered enough damage that as you look, it seems like the cable has snapped as it kind of spins out of control and crashes into a nearby building, which then begins to crumble.
I go help them. Honestly, I think we might have bigger things. So, hug Eclipse as soon as she knows that she's like not dying. Can she respond to it? Probably not. It's the way Augury feels that makes it really count, because she's just so glad she didn't screw this up.
Eclipse still has the massive metal spike through her body, though, and...
Oh yeah, that.
Probably still need to maybe get her to the mainland, to our dimension, and get her to a hospital, maybe?
I couldn't agree more. And this is the moment that Augury wants to really kick her powers into overdrive and use her moment of truth. Her goal is to get everyone who has ended up in this dimension from ours, all of the kidnapped heroes, all the members of our team, and Andromelech, out and home safely.
How does... Would you like to describe how that looks, or would you like me to go with it? I'll leave it up to you.
I can totally describe it if you want.
Then go ahead. It's your
You are.
your moment of truth.
Yeah, you control the narrative now.
So, okay. So at this point, first Augury is going to put her chalice away after she nicely asks for it back from Coriolis. Stuffs it back in the hyperspace. Okay, so I don't know how well this is going to work out, but I'm just going to try and get everyone home. That's the first priority. Then we decide what to do with this whole interdimensional war business, but my priority is getting everyone to safety. So first, Augury is going to tap into her divination and figure out exactly, does she see their prison? What does that look like?
Their prison is not of this world. See them wearing collars. See the world beyond the wall around them. You see them with mining implements.
Alright. Well, getting them out means getting them free. So Augury is going to wave her hand and translocate all of them, and they all end up sort of in a small crowd, all assembled before her with a wave of her hand. And after a moment, she snaps her fingers, the collars snap and fall off. And then she opens up a portal, opening her hand once again, and it instantly spirals into being. It doesn't take a moment like most of her portals do. It's just there, like someone had neatly drawn a hole through a curtain by parting the drapes. And then she starts waving everyone through, trying to get them all through the portal as quickly as possible, because even though she might be able to do just about anything right now, she realizes it isn't going to last, and she doesn't want to take any chances that someone's going to try and stop her. And then she's going to look back to Coriolis, and she's going to go pick up Eclipse and start carrying her through the portal too, expecting Coriolis to follow.
I do.
All right. We walk back through the perfected portal, and all of a moment, Coriolis feels that manic energy leave her. She no longer has the potential to do anything, and now she just feels terrible because she's exhausted and she's probably got a bloody nose, a couple of other things. Augury has not had a great day, but she's done her best, and apparently that was enough because mission accomplished. We rescued.
Where exactly did you teleport everybody to? I didn't catch that if you actually
Like
said.
Yeah.
It's Aegis HQ. Like I'm assuming they've got like a waiting room or something.
Oh yeah, most definitely. A lot of the heroes, as soon as the color clicks, you actually see, as soon as the colors fall off, backtracking just a bit, you actually see some of their powers re-engage. Which then answers a very important question of how these people were able to control some, like, even Silver Age heroes.
They had anti-power collars, powered by, I'm assuming, crystals from the world beyond the wall.
You have created quite a stir in the middle of the lobby of Aegis, as they weren't expecting a mass group of people to just suddenly portal into their lobby. So there's a bit of chaos and confusion going on. Everybody's talking all at once. Nobody has become specifically aware that it was Coriolis, Augury, and Eclipse's doing. I'm just giving credit to the team, not me. Trying to say that all three of you are kind of out of the limelight at this moment.
I mean, Augury is a few things. She's in pain. She feels hopeless. So her initial reaction is basically, who gives a shit? We did what needed to be done.
I'm still angry because I got hurt and insecure because I can't control my powers. Or at least did something bad with them.
Yeah.
And Eclipse
Augury is
is
just gonna kind of. Well, Augury is gonna grab Coriolis' shoulder, and she's gonna offer him a smile. We did it.
No. You did it. You did it.
No.
That's...
You really think I would have gotten that far without you?
Give me comfort and support, or comfort or support, I should say.
Yeah, so comfort me! Comfort me!
Okay, comfort and support, which is,
Mundane.
for some reason, it doesn't seem to be working.
Oh.
Here, you know what? Let me just reconnect to Roll20 real quick.
Sometimes there's weird glitches like that.
Ah, here we go. So, comfort and support.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get a bonus on this.
You have influence over me.
Oh, I do? So I
Yeah,
get a
so it's a
+1 to this?
Yeah, so it's a 9.
So, on a 9.
Yay, I succeeded.
So, are you going to open up to Augury here, Coriolis?
Actually, yes. Let me see. I gotta check something real quick with my sheet. There we go. Well, you could manage really on your own. Mainly what I did was just make a mess of things over there and got myself a little bit hurt. But
Yeah.
I mean, just look around. You did all this, but
Well,
I
I got
appreciate-
myself really hurt.
yeah, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there to help you at that time, wherever you were. But well, you're very capable and of way more than you think. And if
Maybe
I lose control of myself,
as if I didn't. You remember being on the ship? I don't, and that was more of a problem than anything. The whole point of being in a team is that we support each other, right? Even when we're not doing so well. Sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue. And the fact of the matter is, I couldn't do any of this without your help. I wouldn't have been able to help any of those people without you.
thank you, Augury. I appreciate that. But well, if I do something bad or lose control like Eclipse did, or like any of us do, the way that I will manifest and really do a lot of this stuff is through focus and it's kind of mental stimulation, concentration, or at least minuscule anyway, in order to get the effect that I want. So if that happens, well, I'm sure you could probably do some magic or something to maybe like put some white noise in there, or that's just
I'll definitely
something to
try.
consider. Yeah, please, thank you. I don't want to hurt anyone. That, well, anyone.
I
that
won't let you
is
hurt anyone.
protesting.
Not just for your own. Oh.
And with that, I shared a vulnerability or weakness. Told Augury how she could stop me. So I gave you influence over me so you can shift my labels, and I clear a condition.
What condition are you?
Alright. Shift labels, here we go.
Insecure or
Let's see.
angry?
I got rid of angry.
Okay.
I'm still insecure.
Sheesh, you have a mundane -2?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not a normal dweeb. I'm a god. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's been kind of the thing.
People problems, bro.
So-
I manage gravity. What do I care about? Emotions and feelings.
And being a person. Oh
And being
my
a person.
God.
Okay, so... You want me to be completely honest here? I think Augury would probably give a +1 to mundane, because she's gotten to know Coriolis a bit better here as like a person with actual insecurities and problems, as opposed to someone who just has way better control over their destructive powers than she seems to have over hers, because hers are slowly killing her.
Okay. And what goes
And
down?
she's also seen, would probably be danger. Augury's seen a lot of Coriolis use his powers, and not a lot of him trying to, not a lot of him trying to actually fight stuff directly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I'll
You
take
see,
it.
she sees you as mortal and can take you in a fight. No,
That's fine.
I'm just...
I mean, to an extent, but in a spellslinger duel, it would probably be more closely matched.
However,
Hmm.
despite everything, the elixir that was given Eclipse has stopped a lot of the electricity from further frying her nervous system. However, she's still bleeding somewhat profusely from having the rhubarb, which it was kind of glossed over, but that had to have been removed somehow from her body.
Oh no, I don't remember if Augury specified in terms of getting everyone out safely, if that meant fixing Eclipse enough, because she was still carrying her out. So at best, she was unconscious. I don't know if Augury, repaired that before getting her out of there. So now we still have a problem. And, Augury's gonna try to get the attention of the room as best as she can. Because she basically, she needs to get someone's attention to get them to call an ambulance or to find out if someone in the room has a healing power of some kind.
Right now, the clamor of people is too high-pitched. Nobody's really paying attention.
Okay.
The three of you.
So Augury is going to, she's going to clap her hands and try to use one of the magic she's learned to kind of create a bit of a sonic boom, a whooshy air noise to get everyone's attention.
Okay. Overcoming an obstacle. So go ahead and give me a roll freak.
All right, and Augury gets a +1 because Andromelech is actually here. Yay!
As the clap happens, silence falls upon the room. They look down at you. For a moment, it seems like they're a bit irritated. You know, when you're talking to somebody and then somebody just automatically demands your attention in some impromptu way tends to irritate people. But as soon as they actually take a moment and actually look at what's going on, they realize the irritation immediately drains. They're like, ah, okay. You hear Intrepid's voice. We need to get her to a hospital now. This way. And you see him already parting the crowd and gesturing for you guys to begin moving in the direction that he's gesturing. I know that Aegis HQ has infirmary wing. Just this way. You can follow the signs. It's not too hard to find.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to take a small moment here. As we shift panels of Coriolis and Augury, there is worried chit-chat between the two of you. As Augury, you notice on a couple of occasions, Eclipse's heart seems to skip, stutter, and sometimes stop completely. You hear Coriolis attempting to say some comforting words. The walls are white, and the fluorescent lighting is blinding. As the reader flips the page, we are no longer in the medical wing of Aegis HQ. We are back in the other dimension. As the general rises up above the maelstrom, as it slowly begins to subside, he watches from a distance as the portal opens up, and he sees figures disappearing into the portal. Well. If only you could answer my questions. Well, at least I know that there's a manual out there somewhere. I don't know where this manual is, so I have no way to track it. However, where there's a manual, there's somebody that writes it. So I suppose I'll just have to tear your world apart while I look for that person. We'll see who finds them first, you or I. Until we meet again. And the portal closes. The panel switches back to a rather plain looking screen 2 weeks later. Augury and Coriolis, you are once again at Aegis HQ. The doctor who's been overseeing Eclipse's care once again goes through the spiel of how, unless you're family, they can't give out any sensitive detail. Eclipse is still in critical but stable condition, with no signs of change. We're doing everything we can. Once again, I want to remind the two of you that your actions that night saved her life. She would not be here if it wasn't for whatever it is you did.
Thank you for reminding.
I know it has to be hard seeing your friend in, well, that state.
I'm glad that she's in this state compared to what else. But seeing her like this still makes me wish I could have done more. I don't know if I could have done more.
Look, from everything I know, you used from the details that I've gotten from you, you used an ancient relic. She was in another dimension that we don't honestly know 100% of everything about. She was shocked with otherworldly electricity. He's like, there's so many different variables. We can't account for everything. But I can guarantee that she's alive because of you guys.
For now, I guess that's enough.
Now, he sits behind his desk. It doesn't... I'm sure you two have seen the news recently, how this quote-unquote war that was reported on that... Well, honestly, conspiracy theorist channel. There's nothing else I can call it. Guess even a broken clock is right twice a day. Sorry, I digress. Has really kicked into full swing, and they're just tearing. Well, specifically, one person is tearing everything apart. That clown-looking guy.
Oh no, not him.
Oh, you haven't been paying attention to the news?
No, we ran into him in the other dimension. A few times, actually. He has a rather unsettling interest in my powers.
Well, let's just say nobody wants to face him at this point.
I don't I don't blame him. He's
We
has powerful area control powers, easily stronger than mine. I wasn't really able to take him properly head on either.
well,
But
as a team, and Coriolis looks at Eclipse and Augury, we sort of handled our own, even if it was only for a while. Like a minute.
we're the only ones with prior experience, and he's not going to stop
He
until
ran
we
off.
make him, so I think we owe it to ourselves to try.
Well, if that is your decision, that you're gonna go after him, I would recommend staying low, as low to the ground as possible. Until, and he kind of nods head over at the hospital bed. Until
Yeah.
she's capable of handling herself again.
We can't do it without her anyways.
Hmm.
Is there any
Definitely.
any inclination of what he wants? Anything that could stall
Well,
him?
There's one thing.
The doctor kind
I
of looks at you expectantly.
I didn't get my powers out of a drawer or something. I found basically an instruction manual on the internet once. It disappeared after I found it. I didn't think it would work. I was just looking on the deep web for something. He knows that I've found a copy of it before. So if he wants that manual, I'm his only lead. All the more reason to stay low, I guess.
If that's true, then his rampage, not random acts of violence.
He's looking for something.
He's looking.
Either he's might be looking to draw me out, or if not, then he might be looking for the author. But, well,
Does he know how to use the internet? Because I mean, if he's just going around causing mayhem and violence in meat space, that is what you call it, right? That's like internet lingo, Augury, right? I heard that term before.
it's
He just kinda looked
possible
at the
that he just
agitation
doesn't
files.
understand what the internet is. Well, if the clown is doing this, then it's possible he's trying to draw me out, knowing that I'll want to stop him, so that he can try to force me to give him the book. He asked last time, and I refused.
Okay. Well, so he wanted the book. Okay.
Hmm.
He like think you had it on you in your person, or was it physical?
I
What does he know about the medium in which you got it?
just told him that there was an instruction manual and that I'd read it.
Okay. So he's not
I
looking for
didn't
a
tell him
flash drive
anything
or
more than
anything.
that.
Okay.
I didn't tell him anything about the medium of where the book can be found, and quite honestly, that's dangerous information.
Well, as long as he doesn't know about the internet, which even then, like, isn't much of a concern given how big
Well,
the World Wide Webs is.
remember how I said the upload was taken down shortly after I'd found it?
Right, so he couldn't even find it.
It isn't there. You could probably rifle through the history and eventually find it, but whoever had it uploaded wanted a specific person to find it. Me. Whoever the author is has done a good job of covering their tracks, probably because they knew someone, either me or someone else, would eventually come after them for it. Can Augury have a think and try to figure out exactly what the clown might want with her grimoire?
Yes, give me... Ooh. I feel like this is a Pierce the Mask, actually. Because it's less about assessing the situation and more trying to get the motive of an
Trying to understand the general psyche.
Yeah, so I feel like Pierce the Mask here, not assess the situation.
Oh,
Would you like to spend team selfishly here?
sure. I will.
Okay.
That becomes an 8.
Spending team selfishly. That was posted on the Discord for easy reference. Correctly. Please tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how you gonna insult me? I'm right here.
Oh yes, I suppose I have to insult you. It's
Insult or disregard me. Make me feel like
Well-
I'm not important.
Augury's gonna kind of say out loud, well, you don't really know a whole lot about this stuff, but if I had to guess, his plan for the book would be... And then I guess I come up with whatever the plan might be. The question I intend to ask is... Let's see.
I mean, you're right. He doesn't really know a lot about this stuff. So I mean, to him, I guess it's not really insulting.
Okay, hold on. I want to maybe poke a small hole in that statement. Mr. +2 in superior.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's true, it's still a slight against your magnificent
My
superior.
ego.
Yes.
Because Augury isn't actually... I mean, she's okay, I guess, but...
So, which one of these questions do you...
What are you really planning? The big thing is, we know that the general is here. We know what he's doing. We don't really know why. So, knowing what he's planning would be giving us helpful...
So, as you kind of think back to these new reports that you've been seeing, they are controlled, as it were. It's not all of a sudden an entire apartment building goes. It's him entering into a building, and then what you would assume after several hours, leaving that building and that building crumbling to dust. That,
So,
you know from his displays of power that he can easily crumble a building within seconds. So that's clearly not his intent. If you had to guess, anybody that's in that building, he's interrogating. Which means that he is doing a personal search, either for you or maybe even for the author.
I mean, I never stooped that low, but I haven't found him yet, so... Well, if I had to guess, he is looking for someone. Seems a little wasteful that he's destroying the buildings afterward, but this clown has no concern for collateral damage, so that's not exactly unusual. Either way, he does have to be stopped.
The next panel of the comic goes back over to Eclipse's bedside. As Coriolis, Augury, and the doctor continue to talk. The last frame, for it says to be continued. Eclipse sits up, her back, you can only see her back as she kind of faces the group.